This is Subspace D&D, and recently you guys have arrived to a somewhat strange town as you came to save some missing children, and upon arrival it seems like there is no missing children to be found. You spoke with a guard, you spoke with the mayor's guard, you visited the tavern, you visited some neighbors, some commoners, and no one seems to know anything about these missing children. That same day, you guys got an in-room. You went to bed, and you woke up next morning to the innkeep banging on the door and saying you guys have been there for 2 nights and not one like you thought, and he's demanding more money. Before we jump into it, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, or any more recap you guys want in general?
My comment is, Wyatt, your hair looks phenomenal.
Thank you.
It does look good.
Appreciate that.
In the band, yeah.
I love band's my new thing. So.
Keeps it out of your face, man.
Huh?
Keeps it out of your face, you know?
Yeah. I got a little dangly too.
Nice.
Okay.
All about his dangly.
All right. Oh shit. Okay, that works. Okay. So there's the banging on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Before you open that door, you saw the 2 slash marks on that same door, not knowing where it came from. Weeb got scared, checked if Mort was still in bed, and he was, and O'Flanagan drew his dagger. What else? As Corwin is opening this door, is anybody else doing anything?
I think I also had my dagger prepared.
You're grabbing your dagger too?
Yeah, I had my dagger in my hand.
Okay.
So we're all just
ready.
All right.
Ready.
So Corwin opens the door. He says, "Hey! You've been here for 2 nights. You need to pay up."
It's been 1 night, like originally stated.
It's been 2 and you owe us money! And suddenly you see a hand kind of come around the corner and shove Mr. Weber, and you see Mrs. Weber just kind of getting into view, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry about him. He's kind of cranky this morning." You see she's holding a polished plate with some baked cookies on it, and she says respectfully and kindly, "You have been here for 2 nights. You don't have to pay right now, but we did make you some morning cookies. You guys did seem pretty beat up and tired yesterday, so we were kind of concerned." She hands the plate of cookies to all of you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at her and say, "Are you trying to swindle us, lady?" I'm gonna be real mad about that.
She looks at you concerned and confused. She's like, "If you don't want the cookies, you don't have to have it."
The cookies are great. We've been here for 1 night.
Yeah, ma'am, to be fair, your husband did try charging us for 1 additional person. Before we just had 5, he was trying to charge us for 6. And now he's saying we've been here for 2, we've only been here for 1. So you kind of see where we're coming from on
she gives you
why we're questioning this.
She looks even confused further and beckons and says, I'm sorry, you did have 6. You paid for 6.
No, we paid for the 5, because there's 5 of us.
She kind of peers around the corner and looks in their room, and she's like, "You have a 6-bed room. Do you want to change rooms? It would be a cheaper rate." See, O'Flanagan kind of does a 360 and looks around.
Real quick question: does O'Flanagan's head, how far does it spin?
I mean, it's standard, probably about that far. Yeah.
All right.
He's on
standard
owl.
bird head turn.
All right. I don't know. Some of them could really whip him. I was just curious if he had better peripheral vision.
You guys do take a quick glance, I assume, and you do see there is 6 beds.
Weren't there 5? I wasn't paying that close attention, but I could have sworn we paid for 5, got a 5-bedroom room.
I'm gonna look at little gnome lady and ask her, "Did you see anybody else with us?"
She kind of becomes somewhat confused for a moment, and she's like, "Now that I think about it, I don't think so. And just like looks down to her feet, perplexed.
I'm gonna turn around to the group and kind of lean in and whisper and be like, these people don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
I think that's the point.
You see tip tap, tip tap. What's going on? Is she trying to rip us off?
We're trying to figure that out ourselves, man.
Yep. Did we know the date?
We don't know yet.
Yesterday?
You did not have any accordance of a date.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's been 1 day and we know it.
I just wanted to see, like, okay, is it, 2 days from now? Is it 1 day from now? But it makes sense that we have no idea what day it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, you don't have to pay right now, and we can switch your room if you want a cheaper night, if you're planning on continuing your stay. I do apologize for my husband's confusion. He might have booked you in the wrong room. You see, he kind of like nudges her when she says that, and he's like, come on. And she continues, and she's like, but if you needed a transfer, just feel free to come on down, and we'll give you a free ale for your grievance, and we'll get you situated with some new keys to a smaller space.
You are such a sweet lady.
We try.
How much is the room per night?
Your current room? You
Yes.
talking to me or the lady?
The lady.
The current room, you're paying 5 gold pieces per night.
I'm just gonna pull 5 gold pieces out of my pocket and give it to her.
You hand her the 5 gold pieces, and she goes, oh, you don't have to do that. We can swap your room.
Said it's for the extra night.
Okay, well, we appreciate it. It gives you like a big smile. Enjoy the cookies. We put our love and hearts into it. And she kind of wobbles away and starts wobbling down the stairs. And Mr. Weber gives you a nod and a slight bow. And he says, my apologies. And he follows behind her sternly.
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group and be like, we need to get out of this town. Those are
Yeah.
sweet little gnomes, but something is really going wrong. Something's not right here.
We're supposed to have a meeting with the governor or mayor today, so we can at least find out what's going on there, and then if nothing comes of it, yeah, let's just get out of here.
Let's leave.
That sounds good. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Or weird school being burnt down and not being burnt down.
All right. So you guys are heading. Where are you guys going?
The building where we were gonna have that meeting. I can't.
It's like his house, or like
Was it at
It was
the
his
actual
house. It was also like a town hall.
I also want each of you to give me a perception check, just for
Aw.
waking up and preparing to leave the room. Say preparing to head to the. Sorry, I blanked there for a second. The mayor's office, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
11.
2,
7.
3.
That matters.
Mine's supposed to be a 17. I don't know why I didn't add the modifier to it.
That's a strength check.
Out here rolling strength checks.
No, I clicked perception.
It rolled weird then.
Go ahead. I got perception
Yeah,
check
it-
17.
That's
Oh,
in the
okay.
log. Okay.
Yeah, 14.
I thought I
plus
saw
3.
strength and I was like, no.
Everything above a 10. You glance around the room. As you glance at the beds, there's the empty bed. You do see what looks like a brown leather journal, somewhat beat up, some scratches on it, just laying there. None of
Is
you are
it the-
familiar with this journal.
Somebody
I'm gonna-
forgot the diary.
I'm gonna walk over there and grab it.
All right, you grab it, and you do see some writing on it.
All right. What language is the writing in?
Let me check something real fast. You see, it's in Infernal.
Yeah. All right. I can read that shit. It's my native language.
You want to read it?
I do.
You glance upon the cover of this book, and you see it's written, "The Journal of Dante Mortho."
I'm gonna turn around to the group and be like, yeah, it's gibberish, I don't know. And then I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside.
You open it up, and you see a lot of scribblings, different depictions, drawings, and general recap and retellings of what has happened to all of you so far. You see writings about fighting the Displacer Beast. You see the writings about Orbweeb facing the Avatar of Greed, of Flanagan hurting his wings, meeting Zekrom, becoming Bob, joining the Order of the Dragon.
I'm gonna just kind of thumb through the pages and look up at the group and say, this is a book about us.
So it is somebody's diary?
Does that mean someone's following us?
Someone has to be following us. I don't know if I call this a diary more than a play-for-play of our entire adventure. I mean, it has everything in here. Our fight with the Displacer Beast, of Flanagan hurting his wings. I mean, it has every little detail of our entire adventure written in my language.
We have a stalker?
Who?
Spy?
Definitely.
Who is succeeding very well, it seems
He's
like.
doing a fantastic job, and my name is on the front.
Oh.
Your name?
My
Is
family
it
name.
your journal?
Your family name.
It says Mortho.
The
Do you
Flanagan
know
looks
the other name
puzzled
that's
and
on it?
kind of scratches his beak a little bit as he's deep in thought, and Mort chimes in. He goes, "You've been writing in a journal this whole time?"
Wish I was, kid. I wish I was. It says Dante Mortho.
What's that?
Do you know anyone named Dante?
I don't, personally, but they know me.
That's weird.
This is gonna panic me because the chance of my family coming back into contact with me, it's too much. I'm gonna chuck that shit at the ground.
Now you
I don't
take
want
the
it like
book
a
and you
hot potato.
chuck it at the ground, and it slams onto the floorboards, bounces one time, and then it lands open and downwards with the leather backing up.
Like, I don't want to read that anymore. I don't want to be a part of that.
I'm gonna
Oh,
pick it
no.
up. I don't want this person to have this any longer, so I'm going to take it. If that's okay?
Yeah, I guess. Wait, I'm gonna grab the book from her again, real quick, and open it up to the last page because I want to see what the last thing they had from us was.
Okay. You scroll to the last page, and you see it's been ripped out violently. It's very jagged, and the page kind of starts at a clean rip, and then it seems like whoever was ripping it got hastily and just tore it out, and it kind of goes into an L shape with the rip.
Is there anything? So the whole thing's ripped out? Okay.
The only writing you do see is you see, "For the love of God, help." And then it's over.
I'm just gonna lean down and read out, "For the love of God, help." That's the last page. Someone was in a hurry.
Alright.
And then I'm just gonna quickly hand it back to Orbeez.
Did any of us, yesterday cry out for help like that? Or is this, do you think the person who wrote this was saying that in their own hand they need help?
How many aliases do you have, Demonia? Just two?
Just the two?
There's no, like, you don't have an alter ego going on or something that you haven't told us about yet? No one's holding any secrets?
No, I don't have any Corwin buddies. It's all me.
Okay.
And fake
What's that
me.
supposed to mean? Corwin buddies.
Yeah,
I thought we were friends.
You know, you're a little guy. You're a little...
More?
I'm gonna lean into Corwin and just say, Norman.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him for a bit.
Yeah, you're... Yeah.
Well, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I'm not eating a single fucking cookie from that lady.
hell no.
I'm leaving.
What would you like to do
shoving-
with the plate?
I
What was
think
the
what we
plate
should
made
do
of?
is
The plate's just a polished ceramic.
Oh, I don't want it.
I want to take the cookies and put them into my bag to make it look like we've eaten them, like crumble some like crumbs on the plate
Okay.
and like set it aside on a table.
You crumble up the cookies and you dump them into your side bag and you let the plate back on a nightstand?
Yep.
All right, you leave the plate on a nightstand.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, fuck that guy, we need to leave. Something bad is going to happen to us. I don't think it's safe for any of you.
Well, as Bob, shouldn't we take care of it?
What if you guys don't
I
make
mean-
it?
To be fair, we have missing children, and then we have Eagle's Crest to go to, which are kind of fulfilling our quiver already. That's already rather full. This person that's following us, maybe someone didn't like what was going on and removed them. This could be an overall blessing that we don't have someone coming after us any further. On top of
Yeah.
all the other people coming after us.
You guys really want to go investigate this further?
Oh, I'm not talking about the book. I was talking about the missing kids. I just didn't want to
Oh.
leave this town yet.
Right,
Sorry.
no, I think
That's what I
the-
mean, this town.
A meeting with the mayor, I think we should go through with. Might be able to find something out, but if it does go sideways, then we can just go.
All right. Jordy rules. Flanagan, how do you feel about it? Split 50-50 here.
He's kind of scratches his chin for a moment. You can tell he's a little bit grievous, and he says,
I'm having a little bit of trouble with the idea of bailing at the first sign of big trouble. I mean, I do want to make a difference, and I do want to help people, and I'm kind of tired of just running when shit goes sideways. But at the same time, preservation of ourselves is important, but then it's a thin line we're talking between self-preservation and cowardice. So, but I'm not, I mean, if it's unanimous, we bail, if things go sideways, I'm with you. But we have to figure out what we stand for at some point.
he just
Okay.
kind of glances in between each of you and waits for a response.
Look, we can't keep saving lives if we die. Bailing if shit gets bad is preservation of life, and that should be half our main focus. Maybe we help somebody here.
Whose lives have we saved? Besides
We're
our
getting
own.
there. We're early adventurers. We've only been Bob since the last village.
You
To
said
be
we
fair,
keep saving lives. We haven't saved anyone.
We have to be able to save lives. We have to be alive to save lives.
Avatar of Grade, he could have killed a lot of people.
He was coming
Bahama.
after us.
Right, and we got him.
And you
out
heard of
the city.
everything else Avatar of Greed was doing from your brother.
So that's life.
You know the rampage he would have taken if we didn't run him out of town.
I'm just saying, it's a catch-22 here. If our goal is to self-preservate so we can save lives, this is an example of where lives could be saved, and then we're walking that thin line of, are we going to save them, or are we just going to continue self-preservation? Because if the goal is to self-preserve so we can in turn save lives, when do we flip the coin from self-preservation to saving that life?
Look, we'll play it by ear. If someone's bleeding out, I'm leaving.
You wanted my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Well, if you want to be a martyr and kill yourself in our first big fight, then you go for it. I'm just gonna grab my stuff and start walking out towards the door. Like, we're going to the mayor's house.
All right, Demoinus storms out. What are you guys doing? Morth's pretty
I'm
silent in
gonna-
this moment and kind of just glances in between all of you, waiting to see what the animus like movement is. Now, Flanagan, you can see he is rather frustrated.
Did we put on our armor? 'Cause I know I took all my shit off. While
I would
getting ready.
I would
Are we
assume you guys
assuming that- Okay,
doffed all your gear when you started getting
Okay.
ready with the idea of leaving.
sweet. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't walking out, leaving all my shit behind.
No,
So
you're
like,
good.
and all your armor's back in the hotel
Yeah,
room.
unless you want to leave stuff behind, that's up to you. But I would assume you don't want to.
I'm packing up.
Okay.
Wasn't who was it that was supposed to get us a meeting with the mayor? I'm gonna I guess I'm asking Corwin since Des Moines left. Corwin and
Sorry.
Flanagan.
Des Moines is more like kind of like because this is all happening at the same time. So Des Moines
In
is
the
more
hallway,
like
throwing a
at the
tantrum.
at the door frame, like stomping out of the room.
I'm like actively stepping from the room.
Actively stepping from the room.
All right.
Can I do
Was
an
it-
insight check? I can't remember. It's Sir
I can't
something.
remember either.
You don't have to, you can just
Oh,
ask.
Sir
He was
Quaid?
by
think
Sir
it's-
Quaid the Knight.
That's right. Okay. Alright, so we gotta find Sir Quaid. Who's supposed
Yeah, I
to
think
be
we gotta
getting-
find him, and then we can hopefully go to the mayor's
Apparently, he
office.
spends a lot of time at the tavern.
We can start there. We're already here practically.
Since I'm
So-
almost like just like right up to the door, I'm gonna lean back in and go, okay, and then walk back out.
The complete 180. Guess we're not going to the mayor's office. So you guys want to head to the
Fine.
tavern?
Yeah.
All right. You
yeah.
head to the tavern. It's rather earlier in the morning, so it's not that busy. But you walk in, and let me go ahead and. All right. You walk into the tavern. There's a couple of patrons in there, drinking from some morning ale. You can tell they're, burly. As you step inside, you do hear an instant voice kind of pop off. You back? Welcome back, Corwin. And you see Sir Quaid at the table, already with an ale, already getting hammered for the just day ahead. And you can tell he's already had a couple, as there is 2 other glasses at the table, fully sunk.
Wow. Alright. I'll look to the barkeep and just 2 of those, the ever clever place.
You walk up to the barkeep and you see that same, taller, stronger, beefier fella from the previous day, and he pours you a drink, slides it across the table, and he says, "That'll be 2 silver."
Yeah, absolutely. Here you go. Oh, and here's an extra one. Thank you.
All right, you hand him the 2 silver and the +1, and he gives you a gentle nod, and you head back to your party mates.
Alright, I'm going to go over and give Quaid these. See what's going on, see if we got that meeting all established.
All right, you head over to Sir Quaid, Des Moines, Warbweeb. You guys
I'll follow.
following suit or just following?
Yeah.
Warbweeb?
Yeah, I'll follow.
You guys all head over to Sir Quaid's table, and he says, "It's a fine morning. What's going on? Coronado Berry?" He says, very
morning.
expressed.
Did you get that meeting with the mayor all established?
The meeting with the mayor. That's right. Here. You see, he slides a rolled up parchment with a little seal on it, red seal. He hands it over to you and he says, "That's a knight's order for the mayor. If you hand that to the guard, he'll open it and he'll see the name at the bottom, Sir Quaid. And if he sees that with the writing on it, he'll know that you have the rights to visit the mayor." You see, he's talking almost the entire time with his eyes closed. You see, he is just gone.
Right. Thank you, and I'll give the other 2 flagons for your contribution. Thank you.
You see, he kind of just goes to grab at them and hastily pulls them towards himself and takes another swig from his ale.
Alright. I'll return back to to them and be like, alright, so apparently we just go give this to the guard at the door, and then we can get our meeting with the mayor.
All right. Well, let's go
Oh,
do that.
fantastic.
All right, you guys going to the mayor?
Yes.
All right, you start walking down the road. You go back to those familiar pearl steps, and you see that same guard at the top. Looks down upon you all, and he's like, "Oh, you're back! You had a party yesterday. What's that?" As he looks at the parchment in your hands.
This is for you, it's a knight's order.
It's a knight's order. You hand it over to him, and as you hand it over to him, he takes it upon his hands. He sees the seal, just tears into it, unrolls the parchment. He squints his eyes. Who is Sir Quaid?
He's the.
Throw my hands in the air and just turn around and start walking back down the steps.
Sir Quaid is the knight that's in the tavern. You and I talked about him yesterday.
He looks at the parchment again. Looks at you. Back to the parchment.
Or I guess 2 days ago, technically.
He rolls up the parchment. He offers it back to you.
Oh, thank you.
I know of no Sir Quaid.
Oh, alright, 2 days ago we came up. You remember us coming up?
Yep, I remember your visit.
About
That told you to get
coming
lost.
to talk to the mayor. Right, and I said that I need to speak with Sir Quaid. You told me to head to the tavern. That's where he spent a lot of his time.
I don't remember that.
Gnome knight, a bit of a drunkard.
No. You see, he looks at you puzzled.
Well, this is signed by a knight, and it had a knight seal. Regardless if you know him or not, I still have this parchment. I'd like to speak with the mayor.
Fuck this. I'm gonna go get him.
You see O'Flanagan stomps down the steps and starts marching
That was
down the
my
road.
idea. Just stop fucking. Bring it back
Alright,
here.
we'll go
What's
get.
his
They're gonna go get
problem?
him. Shorter temper. Them both. I'll point over to Demonia and O'Flanagan as they're walking off.
You see, as you're preparing to walk off, the guard does mention to you, says, "Hey, pull back a minute. Corwin and O'Flanagan and Demonia are still marching. Or Weeb, are you with Corwin?
I'm sticking
or
with Corwin.
with Corwin? Okay. He says,
Fine with backing up and listening.
you're backing up.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm gonna.
O'Flanagan is still marching, but you're backing up.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys
listen.
group up, and Mort's with you, and so is Steve. And Steve gives a gentle mew and pushes his head up against Corwin's leg. And then the guard says, from your garbs and outfits, I would assume you're the adventure kind. Gives you a questionable look.
That is the allure that we were going for, yes.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Are you good fighters? Good defenders?
No,
No.
no.
Then what are you doing here? What do you want with the mayor? Don't tell me it's those missing kids.
Guard
Now
duty,
Laura Weeb's
actually.
throwing her hands up in the air.
It was guard duty.
Why
May not
would
be able to
we
be a
do
good-
guard duty with you if you're not good fighters and defenders?
That's the thing. I'm not, but I'm a good delegator. I have a mind for tactics.
And I.
The other ones, they're decent fighters, not me.
We need no mind for tactics and delegations. We have that already.
Really?
Yeah, plus
from
you're a
that thing.
stranger. We don't know you.
That's kind of the point. And outside looking in,
Why
you
would we
have
give a
lost our eyes.
delegation's position to a complete scoundrel stranger
Scoundrel,
to
that's a bit
control operations, delegations? Why would we give that to somebody off the street?
weird. That's a very presumptuous to think I'd have control. No, it's more of an advisory position.
Again, why would we give an advisory position to somebody just off the street? That's entrusted to somebody who's been in the ranks for a while. Not any Sam
makes
and
sense.
Sue can just roll up and say they want to be an advisor for the mayor. That doesn't make any sense.
The fair point.
So then what
I
are
wanna-
you doing here? Really?
I want
Don't
to.
give me the BS.
say something to this guy, but I want to roll persuasion.
Okay, what do you say first?
All right. Okay, I'm gonna lean into this guy really close.
All right.
And almost like I'm touching, be like, look, we
Okay.
have important word from a member of the Flatblade family. It's secret, it's classified. We've traveled halfway across this whole damn land to get here. It's taken blood, sweat, and tears for me to come to talk to this mayor, and I have a very important message for him that I cannot share with you. You have to give me leeway here. You have to let me in.
You see, you do have his attention, and he's looking into your eyes, but that is going to be a deception check, not a persuasion.
Cool. I actually have a higher roll on that, so that works out. Are
That
you
was a
fucking
good spiel,
for real?
though, so the DC will be lower.
Yeah, I got an 11 with a +6.
Damn.
Ouch.
That dampens
11.
my spirits.
He looks at you and he says, "Who's the family again?
The Flatblade.
Who are they?"
They own an armory district. God, thousands of miles from here, which is half of the reason that I'm getting so exasperated. It's an armory family. They've known this mayor for years.
They might have.
They go back farther than what he rules now. It's honestly something he may not be very happy about, but it's something that must be shared with him.
Okay. You know, is there any chance they've been having... You see, he almost questions himself for a moment, hesitates. Is there any chance they've had... Are they of the... He stutters and tries to think of the sentence he wants to form. Is there any possibility that they... raid shipments or steal cargo?
I'm gonna hush him. Like,
He
you don't need to
hushes.
You don't need to talk about that here.
But they do send people to do that.
If I were to agree with you, then what?
Well, part of... We've been having an issue with nearby shipments, which is why I'm questionable of your friend over there. The brewery ships ale. And our last 2 attempts to ship it to a town a couple miles away via road delivery has been attacked at the warehouse overnight, and they have been stealing the Everclever.
Yes, it's all been overnight.
It's dampened our community's resources and money and treasury. The mayor is up my ass on a solution.
Every attack seems to happen at night. They come when you aren't looking.
I mean, it only makes sense. And if you are, which is why I asked, if you are capable of fighting or helping in any sense of the word to get the mayor out of my ass, maybe we can be in a mutual agreement here and I can send you right up to him. He is looking for a solution to the problem.
I'm gonna kind of extend my hand out to him and say, I think we have a deal.
He goes to shake your hand and gives you a nice smile.
Awesome. I'll kind of pat the other side of his hand, shake his hand, whole
He'll be
friendly
right
thing.
upstairs. He does have people with him, so don't be too timid by that. He is looking for an eager solution to help him out with this robbery problem. If you are capable, he would probably pay handsomely.
I'm gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder and say, thank you. Thank you so much.
To the first
And then
time
look-
in forever, he actually steps out of your way.
I'm gonna look at the group with kind of a wry smile and be like, well, come on. And motion him.
All right.
All right, you guys going inside?
Going
Yeah.
inside.
Yes.
Going inside. All right, you head inside, and the door is open behind you, and you take one last look back, and you see that same guard closes the doors behind you and stays outside. You walk in, and you see some of these marble pillars going up, and these enlarged and egotistical pearl steps rising up to a second floor to these oaken with gold trim doorways. The door is probably standing 20 feet tall and 10 feet wide. They're magnificent. You've never seen something like that before. But it also screams, I have an ego. Do you go to the doors?
I'm gonna stop everybody and kind of hush them together, and say, kind of in a low voice, like, now that we're here and we've made it inside, what's our move? What are we going to say to him to not get kicked out immediately when we get to the mayor?
Oh, you.
We could tell him we're Bob. Mark gives a innocent smile.
Thank you for the. Anybody else?
You could always answer all of his questions with questions, and that's a way you can find out more information.
Look, we've got to make sure that he's happy when we walk in that room.
Well, we'll just submit that we're here to help with the bandit issue. In return for information about things going on here. Don't necessarily need to bring up the children, but just overall things going on here with the people, the morale, things like that.
Yeah, I think we give up on the missing children thing. I think we're just going to have to delve into that in a different way.
Yeah.
Flanagan, Orweeb?
Oh, Flanagan is not there.
Oh, yeah, he isn't. Orweeb?
I think I'm gonna let you guys do the talking. I'm not great at lying. Or figuring out what to say.
Well, we've made it this far.
I don't want to mess it up.
You know what? We should get O'Flanagan.
He
You
is
guys want to
going
go back and go to Flanagan?
trying to assault.
Well, he might have. I don't know if
you
he's stomped his way back yet, but I don't want one of us to be on the bad side of the guard.
Well, we could poke our head out, let that guard know our compatriot when he comes back, just to send him in.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll lean out. I'll kind of reopen the door and lean out to the guard, and say, when my compatriot gets back, would you allow him to enter as well?
You're saying this to the guard?
Yeah.
All right, you go back to those pearl doors and you crack them open and you peer out and you mention to the guard. You go to speak and he is not there. Seems
I'm
he's
gonna
left.
lean back into the building and be like, so, he's gone.
Who?
The guard. That
guard
wouldn't
is
get off
gone?
our asses. Yeah. Guard's gone.
I don't.
Guard, take O'Flanagan!
I was gonna say, I don't feel so good about O'Flanagan being by himself now.
I can go look for him.
I don't know if we should split off more.
So do we leave and find O'Flanagan and try to find our way back in? Or do we go for a chance? We've got to find O'Flanagan.
Shit. Alright, yeah. Go find
Yeah.
O'Flanagan and
Let's go get him.
just
Let
come
me-
back.
Yeah. I want to... Never. There's nothing I can do. Okay. We'll leave to go find him.
Leave to go find him. You
Can I
head back
prop
up.
a rock in the door so it doesn't close all the way?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if that would matter, but like...
All right, yeah,
Worth a
you
shot.
step outside and you don't really find a rock, but you find a small log and you prop it in the doorway and
That
it stays
works.
open. And you head outside. You're heading to the inn, somewhere else.
Yeah, where the tavern where O'Flanagan was heading to. 'Cause
Alright.
he was looking for Sir Quaid.
You start heading to the tavern and you see the guard is standing outside and he's peering towards one of the windows. As you approach the tavern, you do see that there is a broken window, shattered even. He glances over and says,
No.
"What are you? You already talked to him?"
We lost we came back to find our friend to make sure that he had known the deal we had, that we were all in agreement. But what happened?
Apparently there was some kind of rustle in the tavern. I guess somebody, pretty early in the damn morning, damn drunkards, but there was a fight and I guess it got into a tavern brawl. And see,
turn
follow
around
me,
to
follow
everybody.
me. Maybe you can help with some information if you knew the guy. And he steps inside and he opens the door and he kind of leads you guys in. Do you follow?
Yeah.
You step inside and you see some tables flipped, a wood chair across the room from where it originally was, shattered glass all over the place. You see that innkeep, the brawly man who gave Corwin his ale, just kind of brushing some broken glass along the floor. You see he's kind of grumbling to himself. You can tell he's angry.
Fair enough.
Is there anybody else in the tavern still?
The tavern seems empty besides the brawly man.
Well, have you questioned the bartender yet?
I asked him some information, but he said that he couldn't recall.
Did he say where anyone went?
He said he couldn't recall. He said that he was serving ale, and the next thing he knew, he was on his ass, and that everything was crazy. There was tables flipped. He doesn't know what happened or how they got damaged, but he assumes somebody attacked him from behind and knocked him out. And when he came to, the fight was already over.
Interesting.
I'm gonna unsheath my anti-magic sword, but as I do it, I'm just gonna look at everybody and be like, I'm not gonna attack anybody. I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
The guard glances at you and gives you a shrug, and just he starts trolling offwards, and he starts walking around the room and just kind of looking under tables and sitting chairs back up, kind of like he's trying to help at the same time see if he can spot any clues.
I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep.
You see he's
before I do
sweeping
that-
some glass and in the middle of the tavern.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my sword and just kind of talk out to it.
All right,
Be like,
you hold
I
your
don't-
sword
I
in front
don't-
of you.
Be like, I don't really know how this works yet. You there?
What is the problem?
I need you to tell me if you feel any magic in this room. Something is wrong.
See,
If
he
I
doesn't
bring you
speak for
close to a
moment. I don't feel anything as of now.
if I bring you close to a man, could you tell me if you feel anything?
I could try.
I'm gonna approach the barkeep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just walk up and be like, "Hey, look at this new sword I got." And I'm just gonna point it at him. And then I'm gonna lean down
blade
to my
tip first? Like,
No,
point it at
more
him,
like-
or-
like this is the handle, and I'm like this.
All right, so
like,
you hold it
showing
out to him. Okay.
Yeah, like
you
I'm
hold it out
just
to him.
and be like, "Yeah, look at this awesome blade I found. It's so cool." And then I'm gonna kind of lean into the blade and be like, "Anything?"
You hold it out. You hold out the blade to him, and you see the innkeep is looking upon it. Looks like he's about to say something, and the sword says to you, through to your inner mind, and says, "I don't feel anything." Then
All right.
the innkeep says, or the tavern keep, sorry. The tavern keep, the brawly man, he goes, "Oh, is that star
I
metal?"
Pretty
That's
impressive.
fancy.
With something like this, I could really help you with some protection around here with all of this that happened.
I mean, if you're looking for work, I would pay you handsomely to keep this shithole from going down under again.
You know what? I've been talking to a few places around town, and I'll let you know. I'll come on back.
Okay,
Seems like you could really use the help.
I definitely could.
All right, I'm gonna sheath the anti-magic sword and walk back to the group.
He says, you turn around and begin walking away. He chimes out again. He says, "Would you sell the blade by chance?
Nah, I'm a big fan of it.
2,000
Keeps the bad
gold."
guys away. Damn. I'm gonna look over at him and be like, I've gained kind of a kinship to it.
Oh, fine. Be careful with
Man,
that thing. That type of ore is highly sought after.
Yeah, it keeps the bad guys coming.
And see, he gives you a nod and just looks back down at the broken glass and begins sweeping again.
I can't
There's a
get rid
lot
of my
broken
friend
glass.
Blade. There's a lot of man's
kinda fucked
continuously fucking
Yeah, you just
Sweeping
not
this
gonna
shit up.
stop for a while.
long day.
Can I investigate around the table that Sir Quaid was at?
Sure, yeah, you head over to the table, give me investigation.
11.
As you look upon the table and its surroundings, you see a chair is just in shambles, broken apart, smashed even. The table is flipped to the side. The other two chairs you remember being there are not there anymore, probably across the room somewhere. Some shattered glass beneath your feet, and then you notice something odd, like a shadow. Almost like where the table was standing before, and as you glance upon it, it has volume. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And you see a hole. It's probably about 2 feet wide, 2 feet across. And you peer down the hole, and it seems to go on for a while.
Make my way back over to Orby and Des Moines. Like, I found something.
What'd you find?
I,
Okay, good job.
follow me. I'll show you what I found.
Are you guys all following him?
I am following.
I'm gonna follow.
Alright, you head over to the table, and Corwin does show you a 2-foot wide hole that just burrows into the floorboard of the tavern and just goes deep, deep, deep into the ground. You cannot see a bottom.
Now,
Lovely.
pretty big bird for the most part, but I might have been able to squeeze through this. Quaid, most definitely.
Anyone have a rock?
I have a rock. We also
Drop a
have all
rock down it. See how far it goes down.
This one on my magic. That's fine. I'll take one of my little stones and
Alright, you let go. You're
that's a
A
long
deep
way.
hole.
That's a mighty deep hole.
I think I have an idea, guys. Trust me.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Spider Climb on myself. I'm just gonna walk fucking vertically down that hole.
How big is the hole?
Well, I guess I
2
can't
feet
do it
wide.
vertically,
It's
but I
2
can do like
feet
a weird
wide.
squat thing.
Me?
I can do a little weird squat thing.
So,
Down the wall.
Orweeb, you go to do your spider climb and you cast it upon yourself, and you go to squeeze in the hole. It's a
Honestly, it's to
very
get me
tight
out.
fit,
Is it really? For
It's a
even
very
my
tight
teeny
fit.
tiny body?
even
It's
for
so
you.
small.
You can shim yourself in there, but your frame it is tight.
Me. You're
If you
not
want to
claustrophobic,
continue
are you?
shimmying, I can allow it,
Yeah,
but
I'll
you
keep
are
shooting.
it is stiff right now. Okay, you shimmy yourself down. Give me a dexterity save.
Three.
Where do you have your hands like placed while you're doing this? Because
Am
you're
I
like
able
spider
to have
climbing
them
down.
like this?
So going into it, if you have your hands out, you're like this much volume. They're literally your hands are probably about 7 to 8 inches away from your shoulders. That's how. After that, you can't move your hands out anymore. They're on the walls of this hole.
Okay, I'm gonna keep them like this so I can go up or down.
All
I
right,
need
you shimmy down. You keep shimmying, and then it gets a little harder, a little harder. You're stuck.
Is it getting too tight? I'm stuck?
You're stuck. The walls have
Fuck,
grown
I'm
too
stuck.
thin. Your waist fell down your width line, and you're stuck in the hole right now.
This reminds me of this horrible cave video I saw of a guy who got stuck in a cave.
Don't even.
It's horrible. I know. It's so bad.
Worst fucking fear.
Blech. So just don't go in
Worst fear.
caves, you know? Don't crawl in holes.
All right. Well, I am since I'm stuck. I'm gonna stop concentrating on
Okay.
the spell,
You stop concentrating.
and
Okay.
I'm stuck
stuck.
anyway, so I can't go up or down.
Yep.
And is this a dirt hole?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn into a cockroach with wild shape.
Ooh.
That's
Alright.
smart.
Okay.
Cockroach.
Cockroach.
So,
Just like my buddy. Just
What
like my
are-
buddy. I just want to turn into him.
what are the parameters
guys
of the
are like-
spell?
Wild shape. As an action, you can magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before twice per short rest. I get a fourth of my speed and half of the. Well, I guess because it's just a bug, I don't really have to worry about scores or
Right.
anything like that. I can be in this for 2 hours before reverting back to my normal form, or I can just choose to go back into my normal form.
Now, is it voice, somatic,
It's not a spell. It's just something I can do.
just something you can do? All right. You kind of just flick your fingers, and you become a roach.
Yeah.
Alright,
Cockroach.
You become a roach, and you immediately start plummeting.
Fair.
Do you just want to let it
I'm a
free fall, or
Let it free fall, baby.
okay?
Roaches don't
Cockroaches
die.
don't fucking matter.
Yeah, you free fall, and it's taking you a long time. You can feel you can feel like the wind pressure just kind of moving past you as you're just falling down the hole. It goes and goes and goes and goes.
You're like,
You are still falling. Corwin and Demonia, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look down the hole and be like, oh my god, she fell.
Yeah, to
I
you
don't know if
guys,
you
you
did
give me a
that.
perception check to see if you
Oh,
noticed
she
she turned into a
fell.
bug or if she just
Yeah.
plummeted or even vanished
see.
before your eyes.
That's a
Just
nat
straight
20.
up vanish.
I got a 9. I'm
Alright,
gonna start
so
freaking out.
10 and above, you did see she turned into some kind of bug. 10 and below, before your eyes, Orb has seemingly vanished.
I'm
She's
gonna
a
look.
bug.
She died.
No, she turned into a bug.
She can
She-
do that.
Orb is dead?
No, she's not dead. She became a bug.
She can do that.
What do you mean she
Well,
turned into a bug?
She's
It
a
just
nature
happened.
lady.
She became a bug. I don't know what to tell
I mean,
you. She went from her size to this big.
I want to turn
All
into
right.
a bug.
I'll accept that as an answer.
Mort almost starts just swinging his arms, like almost as if some kind of motion will magically just turn him into a bug.
I'm gonna look at him and be like,
into a bug!
I'm gonna... It's the want of a
You see
child,
what
you
you've
know?
done? You see what you've done?
Is there anything else you guys want to do?
I'm just gonna.
Ivory, can you hear me?
You are yelling it or just saying it down the hole?
I'm trying to speak down the hole.
Okay, yeah, you speak down the hole. Or Weeb, you can hear Corwin's voice from far away. It can't really make out what he's saying, but you can hear it's Corwin's voice, and you can now
Am I
reply.
still falling?
You're still falling.
Right. We're falling, boys.
Free fall.
Um,
You better not
I'm
fucking-
about to turn it into a fucking like fly and just make my way back up. This ain't worth it.
how many feet away would you say she is at the moment?
Probably like about 70-ish feet.
Okay, then never mind.
I'm just gonna take a seat on the ground and grab Mort and be like, sit down. It's gonna be a minute. Our friend's a cockroach now. This is the way of life.
Okay. You guys just sitting here.
This is the way of life.
This is how it is
That's
now.
how it goes. Just be like that sometimes.
I'm just gonna sit and stare into the hole because I want to make sure she comes back out. I'm not going anywhere until she comes out of the hole.
Okay. Orbweeb. Corwin, are you just waiting to? Or
Uh,
Alright, you guys kind of prop up some seats and you're just sitting, waiting for an outcome. You hear Mort. He kind of chimes in. He's like, "Well, what if she's in trouble down there? What if she gets hurt?"
Buddy, none of us can get down that hole.
I can't tell.
And I'm gonna wait until she gets out of the hole.
All right, fine. He kind of slams his hands on a propped up table you guys fixed and pouts at the fact that he can't also be a bug.
I respect that.
Finally, Orbweeb, boom, bang, pow, slap. You hit the bottom of this hole, and there is just... You're in liquid. You almost feel like you're drowning in it for a moment. You just splash. And you're in liquid, and you're kind of submerged in it for a second before you find your way to float above it as a cockroach. What do you want to do?
You could probably crawl on the
I have
sides,
dark
right?
vision, so can I investigate around me? Just, immediate direction, see how big the space I'm in is, all of that.
Do you retain
Immediately.
dark vision in cockroach form?
Do cockroaches
You
have
know,
dark
it
vision?
actually doesn't specifically say that. Because I know I can't like cast spells or anything in wild shape, but dark vision is also just something that I have. And this is
Cockroach
also
is
just
also
something I have.
I don't believe
outside
you
of
keep class features.
outside
if you
of
change
the
form.
whole thing though, cockroaches can see in near darkness in real life.
Alright, let me pull up the...
'Cause if she's a
they have a
cockroach-
stat block for it,
I mean,
motherfuckers.
can see in the dark.
Cockroaches
Orbweeb
can see
in the dark.
If it quacks like a duck,
If Orbweeb the cockroach is in the
Who-
dark, I think she can see.
all my lights turned off when you said in the dark. That was weird.
Ooh,
It turned back on, but
spooky.
yeah, it was. I was like in the dark.
You said in the dark.
See, it's happening again.
Oh, what the heck?
I think they're going out.
Is it your LEDs?
Yeah,
Or
it
is
is.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so
I didn't know
scary.
those died.
I know.
They just lived forever.
Yeah, they have
too.
dark vision up to
Yep.
30 feet.
Just saw it. 60 feet on the one
Yes!
I got. Okay. Yeah, you have dark vision around you, but dark vision doesn't bring color. It's grays and
Okay,
blacks.
yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just needed.
Yeah,
fucking
you look
see
around
something.
you, and you see a cavern. It's a wide cavern. It has an opening, and it goes on for a little while. There's multiple different entrances. It seems like the cavern just kind of breaks into different hallways, if you will.
Yeah.
And around you,
How tall is it?
probably about 25, 30 feet above your head.
Damn.
It's a pretty big.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
a bigger
big for
cavern.
A cockroach.
All right.
Your immediate vicinity, however, you're sloshing around this liquid and you look beneath you. You can give me an intelligence check based off Orbweeb stats to identify such liquid, if you'd like.
I don't like that you keep saying liquid.
I don't really like it either. I'm afraid it's blood. Yeah, I would like to investigate the liquid.
It better be a pile of dead kids. And I've never said that before in my life, but it better give us a fucking answer.
Clip. What'd you
Do
get
you
on
see
the...
my
11.
LEDs fucking losing?
I know, I do see that. It's like wigging me out.
Yeah,
I know, I
hacked
don't
your
like that.
mainframe. I kind of did that on purpose.
You're like, that's part of the stream.
Yeah. So your intelligence check is...
11. Oh,
That's an
intelligence?
investigation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, intelligence.
Oh.
To identify the liquid.
Damn.
Well,
You're not
you
sure
don't know
what
what
it
the
is.
fuck it is.
It's just gray liquid to you. You're sloshing around, and suddenly you kind of feel something poke you. You see this long, rigid object, if you will. It's pointy, and it kind of pokes you for a second. And you look to your right, and you see this massive, circular object to your point of view. And you can't really identify what it is, as your size is much smaller than it. But around you, it seems like there's, to your point of view, just a mountain of just objects around you. You have to climb over to get more view of what's happening in this cavern.
That's my little roach stuff. I would just keep climbing and gathering information as they do.
All right, as a roach, I will need that dex check
All right.
based off the roach's stats.
All right. I have a +0 with Dex as Orbweeb, so I'm sure it's the same.
The roach has
Like a -4. Roaches are dexterous. Dexterity.
Roach just have a
gotta be.
+8 with climbing. Based off the one I've got.
Fuck yeah.
So just give me
All
a roll.
right.
You
I'll
could
just
like
roll a d20 then, and we'll just use those stats.
It's probably a homebrew Roach, but we're just gonna go with it.
Damn, I rolled a nat one again.
Alright, bro.
Oh my god.
So
I don't know what
you
you
go
want from me.
you go to climb whatever this stuff is and you have trouble
Just
and
keep
you just kind of
slipping.
slip down and slide back into this liquid.
Can
You
I try again? Can I go a different route? Can I try to get
You can
out of
try
the
a
liquid?
different route, but you're gonna roll on disadvantage.
Can you unwild shape now? I mean, like, everything
I-
is large enough that you would be
S-
able to.
I can, but I can only do it one more time after that until I at least take like a short rest or something.
But I guess it would
And-
be. Oh, good.
I need to be able to have a quick way out of there. And so I don't want to undo it and then have to like use it again, or like if someone comes out of one of the hallways and I need to hide really quickly because I have a feeling I'm not supposed to be down there.
Yeah.
I want to be able to still be small enough to where like if someone comes out, I'm not screwed.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and ponder
that's
that
fair.
for a moment. Or
Okay.
we've Demonia and more. You're sitting around your table
Yes.
and you're looking around the tavern and you see more slash marks on a nearby wall. Would you like to look at it?
Yeah, I'll go investigate it.
Okay. You go up, you
I
don't need
don't,
to
I don't want
investigate it.
to.
You see, it's written in a language that you may or may not know.
Can I investigate the language?
You don't have to investigate it. You're familiar with it. Maybe a little bit too familiar with it.
Okay.
It's Aarakocra. Can you
I
read
can
Aarakocra?
No, but I have.
Again, language.
Yes. Where is it? I know I have it.
No requirements for it. You just do it.
That's what I was trying to see with it.
Okay.
It's vocal, somatic, and it says a pinch of soot or salt, but it has no.
You have an arcane focus as your loot. So you, I assume, pull
I'm
out
gonna-
your loot.
Yeah, I'll pull out my loot and I'll kind of prop my loot a little bit and just put my hand on the writing and then strum my loot.
Okay. You strum upon your loot and you watch the writing seems to almost move around on the walls and transmorph. And it looks like it appears to be common now. And it reads out the words, "It's watching you."
I'm going to turn around to everybody and say, "It's watching you."
Who?
Fantastic question. That's all the writing says.
That's vague.
Demonia, as you glance upon
Hey.
this, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Real quick, I was trying to find the stats on the cockroach, just so I had it in front of me, and I found this thing that said, "What is cockroach character in D&D?" And I clicked it on it, and it said, "Roachkin are humanoid cockroach people," and they have a picture.
Nope.
Look how fucking scary that thing
Nope.
is.
Ah,
What the
I'm good.
fuck?
we don't have to put those in
Ban.
the campaign.
I saw that and I was like,
Ban
no.
Now that Wyatt lives in Florida, he's like, no, I cannot see
no.
this.
Not the
Perception
roach
check
people.
was a 6.
Yep, a good old 5 + 1.
You don't notice.
Yeah, that checks out.
Corwin and more. What are you guys up to?
I'm pretending to be cleaning so not to be inconspicuous, just sitting by this fucking hole while this guard's cleaning.
Okay. You see a door in the back behind the tavern counter opens, and you see the gnome, Mr. Weber, comes waddling out. You see he's got some tears rolling down his cheeks, seems a little bit shaken. And he is just waddling around looking at the damage to his tavern and kind of puts a hand over his mouth and more tears kind of stream down his eyes.
Damn.
Alright, I'm gonna get up and walk my way over to him.
You walk over to him and you see he's kind of looks up at you with his hand still over his mouth and he's looking up and you can see tears swelling in his eyes.
You wanna talk about it?
Talk about what?
The fact that you're crying and look perplexed.
My tavern got destroyed. Of course I'm perplexed. This is terrible.
Alright, well, do you know who did it?
No.
Did you hear anything going on?
I heard some rustling and some bashing, and I think a woman's scream, but that was it. I was making my way back in. I went to a nearby shop, and
Alright. Where's your wife?
he kind of turns his head to you and he says, "I don't have a wife."
The fuck up.
And we'll take a break.
Stop.